But anyway, now it's all going down. It's over. The crash is coming. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. I'm mentioning this because I've been buying gold a long time. And I've seen it go up and I've seen it go down. This is the longest upswing that I've seen for a long, long time. There's going to be a correction. I mean, if gold drops $200, it's still, what are you, 2,500, and began the year at $2,041?
In today's episode, Gerald Celente recently shared his bold predictions about gold, silver, and the economy's direction, highlighting precious metals as key assets during uncertain times. He explained that gold has reached impressive new highs, trading at $2,735 an ounce, which he says aligns with his early forecasts. For Celente, this rise is no surprise. He predicted a golden year for gold due to rising geopolitical tensions and economic instability worldwide. Silver has also been performing well, staying solid around $33.64 an ounce. He believes both metals are only at the beginning of a potentially long uptrend. Celente sees precious metals as the ultimate safe haven as the world faces what he describes as severe political and economic turmoil. From wars in the Middle East to shaky government policies worldwide, he feels global instability is pushing more people toward gold and silver as a way to protect their wealth. He also notes a wave of retail investors diving into precious metals at record-breaking rates, which he believes will add even more momentum to these markets. In his economic outlook, Celente warns that the worst is yet to come. He argues that governments worldwide have recklessly pumped trillions of dollars into their economies, which he claims has only led to a dragflation, declining growth combined with rising inflation. According to Celente, this endless money printing backed by nothing substantial has created a global debt crisis. He believes this debt will eventually lead to more inflation, a shrinking economy, and a significant crash that could impact people globally.
Hey, the S&P was up today. Oh, and the NASDAQ was up, but the Dow was down. And how about that gold, huh? What was one of your top trends this year? Totally blacklisted from the mainstream media. The only magazine in the world, the only media, printed media in the world that call this a golden year for gold. And as we go on the air, gold is $2,735 an ounce, up nearly $700 an ounce when we made that forecast. And the reason being it's going up are the geopolitical and socioeconomic dangers ahead. Again, this is one of my books, Trend Tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. Tell how I began my career when the Iranian conflict broke out. And they taught us to hate Iran, Well, I'm not going into that. But anyway, I said, I bet gold and oil prices will go up. And I started playing the futures markets. I turned $10,000 bet into almost $750,000. I lost a lot of it, but I was enough to quit my job and start the Trends Research Institute in 1980, almost 45 years ago. I'm mentioning this because I've been buying gold a long time. And I've seen it go up and I've seen it go down. This is the longest upswing that I've seen for a long, long time. There's going to be a correction. I mean, if gold drops $200, it's still, what are you, 2,500, and began the year at $2,041. Bitcoin's back up into the 68,000 a coin range. We're still bullish on Bitcoin. Again, a different trip. Gold is the number one safe haven asset in the world. And the world's going to shit with the wars that we'll get to later. And silver's 33.64, still solid, and a good bet as well. And Brent crude, it's only $74.50 an ounce, a barrel. Brent crude, $74. It's telling you how bad things are. Because here you have this explosive situation in the Middle East where Israel says they're going to attack Iran and it's bombs away over Beirut. And oil prices are still low because the global economy is soft. Again, all your details are in the Trends Journal. So yesterday, the Bank of Canada, they cut their key rate. Yep. The cuts totaling 1.25 percentage points so far, and the most to date by a large developed world central bank, are a response to weakness among Canadian households and businesses. Canadian households carry some of the heaviest debt burdens in the developed world and therefore been more sensitive to rate increases relative to their U.S. counterparts. Not a word about how this crisis began and why it's terrible and it's only going to get worse.
In today's news recap, silver soars as gold hits yet another record high. Precious metal prices stormed higher yesterday as investors flocked to safe places to store their money amid uncertainty over the U.S. election and tensions in the Middle East. Gold hit a record high of $2,740 an ounce, and silver topped $34 an ounce for the first time since 2012. Gold has risen more than 30% this year, while silver is up 43%. The rise in precious metal prices has been driven by expectations of further interest rate cuts by central banks around the world, as well as worries about the U.S. election result and conflict in the Middle East. The U.S. Federal Reserve and the Bank of England are widely expected to cut rates again early next month, while the European Central Bank did so last week. The People's Bank of China has also got in on the act, cutting rates yesterday in a bid to revive the world's second largest economy. Lower interest rates tend to boost the gold price because it becomes relatively more attractive to investors. Bullion is also seen as a safe asset in uncertain times. With 2 weeks to go until polling day, the U.S. election looks to be on a knife edge, while investors are also nervous about developments in the Middle East. The outlook for gold is quite bullish, said Joni Teves, a strategist at UBS, who is tipping it to hit $3,000 next year. He added, there are a lot of risks around the next few weeks with the U.S. election coming up. We could be in for some choppy price action. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview, but first, smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recaps. Enjoy the episode.
Pushing through the Operation Warp Speed gene therapy inoculation, first ever injected into the human body, saying he was doing this to increase his votes. That's right. The COVID war, Trump's language, brought to you by him in America. And again, one country after another lockdown and one state after another lockdown. So I'm not blaming him. I'm telling you, going back to the trends that they're all ignoring. When they launched the COVID war, they destroyed the global economy. The thing, again, you look at your Trends Journal going back to 2019, as we're going into the new year, Germany was this far away from recession. You remember the repo crisis? Or you remember the markets going way down in 2018 in December and Trump forcing that clown boy Powell, the Fed head, to lower interest rates? Things were going down before that. What they're not talking about, what's going on in Canada, is going on all over the world. They pumped in trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of fake money backed by nothing and printed on nothing. You have a global debt of over $1 trillion. All this is going to do is nothing. It's going to increase inflation and the economy is going to keep going down. It's called dragflation. No, you cats. I'm not talking about that kind of drag, all right? Take it easy. Declining economic growth and rising inflation. Yep. But anyway, now it's all going down. It's over. The crash is coming. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Volvo cars have sales growth outlook, Financial Times. Kering says profits will dive as Gucci brand falters. Read your Trends Journal. Week after week, we've been writing about the decline of luxury items. The why, the where, and the signal that it's bringing. The fish rots from the head down, all right? If you're losing it on the luxury top, you're losing it way down. Again, goes down to the booze drinking. Oh, and let's see. L'Oreal's third quarter numbers miss estimates on weaker demand. Yeah. And again, a lot of the weaker demand's from China because China was pumping up everything. But their 3 years of zero COVID policy, after they launched the war on January 2020, on their Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat, they destroyed the lives and livelihoods of hundreds of millions of people. And the fact is, billions of people's lives and livelihoods have been destroyed as a result of the COVID war. So what else do we have here? September home sales dropped to the lowest levels since 2010. 2010, lowest level. Oh, that was during the Great Recession, wasn't it? I bought the three buildings I bought up here in Kingston on the most historic Four Corners. I bought them in 2012. Was still going down. It was way down in 2010. I'm telling you, the worst is yet to come. You better prepare and prevail to prosper. And we're doing everything we can with your Trends Journal. Nobody's giving you what we're giving you. Remember,
what do you think of Celente's predictions? Is he spot on? Do you disagree with him? Post in the comments section your honest opinion and share with the stackers if you're preparing for a major recession in the upcoming months. Now check this video right here and I'll see you on the other side.